feel like I had to get all my Giants joy out last week. I had to be like, Lawrence, thank you so much for everything you did for the Giants. Carl Banks on my chest and back. Appreciate you. Because this is going to be a depressing one. We're not going to have Giants joy today. There's going to be quiet storm giggles because his team is all right. He's going to be okay, but he's a realist. He's going to find everything he hates about this team. And this is going to be a sad little Ace and Z quiet storm episode because this division is full of pain for us. Whether it comes early or whether it comes late, but we're going to
Yeah.
get here. We're going to break down all four of these teams. But before we get to that, you got to acknowledge that the Quiet Storm
Yes,
has
yes,
is
yes.
in the building. How we feeling today?
We're feeling pretty good today, son.
Good.
It's a beautiful day. The weather is nice. Everybody is 0-0, you know.
I mean, preseason football on the
Preseason football is
background.
on, so it's
You
nice to
know,
see some movement going, and I'm
yeah.
happy. I'm
Daniel,
glad to be here, everyone. It is a blessing. It is an honor to be able to do this, but not just someone I love, but my son. So to
yes,
be
yes,
able
yes.
to bring you Ace in the Quiet Storm is a blessing in itself. So what we say after this is just, hey, it's just gravy at this point, because
At this point,
just us being here is blessing enough. So we're gonna get to it. As he said, we're going to discuss the NFC East, and the reason
we
why
are.
we discussed the NFC East, because both teams that we support in the NFC East, and we really don't care about the rest of the rest of the league after that. I don't even so. We, Let me change that. We care.
It's just not the same.
It's just not the same,
It's not. It's
and
not. It's
everybody
not what
who's a
this is
fan,
gonna be.
everybody who's a fan of their squad understands that you
Right.
can,
It's not gonna be what this is gonna
it's
be.
no hate towards everyone else. It's just that
Right.
we're so focused on what our teams are and are not doing, and we don't have time to think about somebody in
Right.
California or somebody else in Missouri. So,
Yeah, I
but
hear
with
you.
that being said,
I love fantasy football. I watch
hmm
everything, but when it comes down to them, son, listen, it's NFC East, man. This is how it is. This is how we came up. This is how young Allen understood that the world is not fair. When you watch this team getting smoked out here by Emmett and Dion and Troy and Mike and what I'm saying, Jay Novacek and Alvin Harper and Larry Allen, Nate Newton pedaling 9,000 pounds of the ooh wee and still blocking everybody. Like everything was still, it was, like it was pain. But we had a couple. It's gonna be all right. This is a new season. Maybe we won't be trash.
hmm
Let's just start with a team that we both hate. Let's start there. Let's not get straight to the shenanigans.
no, no,
Let's
no, no.
start.
We're gonna start with the
Let's start with a
Washington.
team.
We're gonna start with the Washington. I'm sorry, I started to say Redskins.
We gonna start here, man.
Y'all gotta give me a minute. Every time I see Commanders, it's just some funny stuff go through my head.
Hold on. Before we
So
get to
I'm
that,
sorry.
hold on. Before we even get to this nonsense, here's what I want you
Okay.
to know. That now,
Uh-huh.
now, now we got our loyal. We got people who watch and we appreciate all y'all. Please hit the like button.
hmm
If you subscribe, that's cool. But hit the like button. It really does matter. My man Brendan is as big of a Dallas Cowboys fan as you are. I've mentioned him to you before. He's got nothing but love. Ace, like this is my guy, Pop. You're gonna see him one day that y'all good.
Okay.
I might have to score it with both y'all because two Dallas like this. But Papa Ace is a stand-up dude, but he failed you. That's you see how they talk to me out here, Pop. You see
He
how they talk
did.
to me out here,
He
right?
did. We'll get to that towards the end
You
of the
see how
segment.
you
We're
see
gonna
how they
get to
talk
all
to
of
me
that.
out here?
Trust me.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
whatever. But let's
Yeah.
get back to this nonsense here.
hmm
We're gonna start in the nation's capital with the
Yes.
Washington, as Paulie Walnuts would say, commendatory.
The
The
commendatories.
the Washington Commanders. They were 7-10 last year. Um, Chase Young, ouch.
hmm
They go from Taylor Heineke to Carson Wentz. I think Heineke's better, but that's just me. People like
hmm
Carson Wentz. That's fine. they've got some good skill guys. They've got some decent skill players. They got Terry McLaurin, who I like a whole lot. I like Antonio Gibson, even though they're not going to give him the ball as much as they should. JD McKissick out the backfield. Like they have talent. They've got talent on that defensive line, a lot of Alabama, greatness there. But as far as what they were last year into this year, I don't see anything that has been drastically updated to where I think this division comes down to there are two teams who I think can really win it and two teams fighting for not being last. Washington being one of the teams who I think is fighting and not be last. What do you think? How you feel about the Commendatores?
I think that the Washington football team, because that sounds so much better than
It
Commanders.
really does.
It does. I mean, they could have, honestly, you could have just called us the Washington football team. If you had called them that, that would have,
That's fine.
you know, that would have
It's
been
fine.
WFT, Washington football team, right?
That's it.
But I get it, Washington D.C. Commander in Chief, Joint Chiefs of Staff, Commanders. I get it. But from a football point of view, I think Washington's defense last year failed them heavily because they relied on that. They didn't have an adjustment plan when Chase Young got hurt. So that made it easier for teams to go after Jonathan Allen or Deron Payne and run around them or through them sometimes with double teams. They didn't have to deal with a very, very good pass rusher in Chase Young.
Right.
So I think that is something that has to be taken into account. Now, this year, Washington has a very favorable schedule. They have some quarterbacks on the schedule they should be able to beat. They should be able to get defensive pressure on. Their defense has improved in some ways, um, especially at linebacker. Jamin Davis
Right.
is should be a very, very good linebacker.
You should. I like
Um,
him.
he was a rookie. I believe he was a rookie last year. So him going into year two is going to help that linebacking core. I don't know if they did enough with their corners. So because if you don't get enough rush, I still think that you can still beat Washington's corners one on one. But they did get better. They did get better in um, defensively in some aspects. And if guys come back healthy and ready to go, they should be a very good defense as they were 2 years ago.
They should be. I,
But
I
the
I did want
problem
them
they
to take.
have,
I did want them to take Kyle Hamilton in the draft. When we did our draft show, I kept saying Kyle Hamilton is a guy, a safety, who I feel like is going to make this team a whole lot better from day one. Which goes to
mhm,
what you're saying about their defense. They didn't get as good in the secondary as they needed to, and without Chase putting that additional pressure on the quarterback, I
yeah,
think they'll be solid enough. But just exactly like you said, I don't think they're going to go in and being a shutdown defense against anybody.
no, I don't think they have the personnel to shut down a good offensive team. But I think they have enough personnel that if they're healthy and playing correctly, they can be in some games. Now, the
Right.
problem with Washington is going to be, are they going to score? Are they going to put points on the board? And you have,
Against you, Carson
I
Wentz.
think, I think Taylor Heineke is better.
I do.
I just think he's better than Carson Wentz. There's a reason why Carson is now on his third team. NFL quarterbacks aren't giving up. I mean, NFL teams are not giving up quality quarterbacks,
Right. Right.
right? So they're just not doing that. So if they're ready to move on from you, it's you because this is now his third team already. Okay, so and he got drafted. I believe it was the same draft class as Dak. Um,
Wentz. Yep.
so so they this is interesting that he's now in his third team and two teams in the past year now. So it's something about you as a leader or a signal caller that maybe rubs teams the wrong way or rubs coaching staff the wrong way. But it's going to be interesting to see how he is in that city We talk about rest. You
But
talking
they're
about
gonna turn.
Washington here,
Listen,
right?
they're gonna
So
turn on him too.
yeah, I mean, this isn't. They're not very kind. So it's going to be interesting. Now they have a nice receiver, Jahan Dotson.
Yep.
If he's able to like do his thing, they got some guys on the
They have
outside that
some
can
guys
play.
on
They got
offense. They
nice,
do.
yeah, they have a nice tight end. I think Jahan Dotson is a key as a rookie. If he comes in and he can play well, it helps stretch the field a little
One
bit.
hundred percent.
Um, so I think that Washington has an opportunity to do better. But I don't see them unless they just become red hot and just all of a sudden everything's going their way. I don't see them finishing. I don't think they finish third. I think they finish at the bottom of the division personally.
Seven
But
and 10 last year. Where do you think they finished this year, record wise?
9-8
You
because of
think
the
9 and
schedule.
8 gets to the
Well,
bottom of that division? Because I'm
I,
gonna
I
keep it
think I
real.
think they're
One
two
once we get to
wins
the
better.
Giants.
I think they're 2 wins better than they were last year.
Wow. Okay.
Now, what will those 2 wins get you? It won't get you to the playoffs in that
You know
division.
what? Let's have a little fun. Let's go
All right.
through. Let's go through real quick. Let's bring up that Washington schedule. Let's read that off.
Okay.
Let's read that off. You know, and then while we're waiting for that, my man, my cuz, what up, Marquise? Wentz had injuries at terrible times in his career. He did. He can make plays. Already familiar with the division. That's cool. They kicked him out. However, play calling is going to be different. It has. I has. It's a really good point. It's a really good point, Marquise. What really comes down to it for me with Wentz is that I've seen a lot of him. I've seen him play. I don't think he's good at quarterback. Like I don't think he can carry pressure when pressure
Hmm.
comes up. And every one of these division games is pressure. Everyone playing in this city
Hmm.
with
Hmm.
this team who hasn't won in a very long time is pressure. And I don't think he's built for it. I just don't. I don't think he's built for it. Maybe he proves me wrong. I just think Heineke, the way Heineke can keep plays alive, the way Heineke just always plays hard. I just feel like there was something with Heineke last year that fits this team better, and I think I would feel better about this team if they stayed with Heineke and didn't worry
Okay.
about Wentz.
Yeah, and I agree with you because I remember last year's game against Dallas. Heineke played very well until that injury, until he got mauled on a on a set. But I think that Heineke gives them a little bit more. He may not have the arm Wentz has, but
Right.
I think he has other intangibles that Wentz doesn't have. Now, and looking at their schedule, they start off the season.
Okay. Let's go one by
Um,
one real quick.
okay, so they start off the season against Jacksonville. They should win that game.
Should
Jacksonville, they should, right?
Jacksonville scrappy?
Right.
But
Detroit,
okay, you know what? We'll give them a win.
right?
Okay,
And plus,
Detroit.
plus they played at home against
Okay,
Jacksonville. They
we'll
should
give
win
them a
that game,
W.
right?
Okay, we'll give them a win.
At Detroit, I think they lose that game. I think Detroit's better than people give them credit for this year.
Okay, all right, fine. We'll go one
Um,
and one.
all right. Eagles loss.
Now 1 and 2.
Cowboy at Dallas first loss.
Uno and 3.
Tennessee Titans.
That's a loss. 1 and 4.
Yeah, but they're in quarterback flux.
Derrick Henry. 1 and 4.
Chicago Bears win. I think they beat Chicago.
Yeah, I think Chicago's terrible. 2 and 4.
Green Bay loss.
2 and 5.
Colts definitely a loss.
2 and 6.
Minnesota win.
Nope. I got that as
Uh,
a loss. B. Minnesota's gonna be
yeah,
good.
yeah, but
Yeah.
I
All right. You know
think
what? Fine.
I think
3 and 6.
Minnesota probably loses that game
You the
because
OG. You my
you still
man.
got
We go three and
Cousins.
six.
I think you still have Kirk Cousins. He'll find a way
Cousins
to lose
is Cousins is way better than Carson Wentz, but that's fine.
you.
That's fine. Three and
Okay.
six. I'll give
At
him that win.
Philadelphia, that's gonna be a tough one because you talk about at Philadelphia in November.
What
You
do you want to
might
give
have.
him?
I give them a L.
Ooh, 3 and 7.
Texans win.
4 and 7.
Atlanta Falcons, they should win that game.
5 and 7.
Giants, I'm not even gonna say. Um,
Ha!
In fact, here's
You know
here's
what?
the funny thing.
You know what?
Now,
Give me
now
six
this
and
is
seven.
what's interesting about the schedule. They play the Giants back to back, December 4th and December 17th after a
Okay.
bye.
All right. Give them
So
six
they're
and
gonna
eight.
split
Split
those games. I don't.
6 and 8.
They're gonna split. So 6-8, right?
Yep.
San Fran. You don't know what
Ooh,
you got in
six and
San Fran
nine.
anymore,
That's
right?
6 and 9. Be now 6 and 9.
Right.
They getting smoked out there.
Cleveland. They should win that game. I don't care if Deshaun Watson is there. They
Seven and
should.
nine.
They should win that game. Dallas. They're gonna lose.
That's 7 and 10 again.
Okay, so seven and
That's
ten.
that's exactly
Right.
what I think.
I didn't
I
look at the
got them six
schedule.
and 11.
You
I
had them
got them
six. You had
six.
them 6-11.
I got them 6 and 11 because I don't think they're beating Minnesota. I got 6 wins for them.
But let's say this: if their defense, it's not like as if I know that one game against Dallas, it was like murder. But for the most part, that defense played well. You
I don't
just
know,
have to.
man.
Can they score points? If they can put points on the board, I think they can beat
Not prolifically. Not with Carson Wentz, bro. I don't
Carson.
see it.
So you
I don't
think
see it.
Carson Wentz does not have
I don't think he's
nine
good at
wins in
football.
him in one year?
No, absolutely not. I don't think he's good.
You don't think he can go 9-8?
If anybody knows what a bad quarterback looks like, we're gonna get
Hmm.
there.
Hmm.
I don't think he's good. Maybe
Okay.
he can get to 8 wins. I see six, no more than 7 wins for this team. I just don't
Okay.
think,
All right.
that's not as easy of a schedule as it seems for a team that's not that much better than the teams they'll be playing. I can absolutely see them losing to Jacksonville. I can
Okay.
absolutely see them losing to Detroit. Just because I don't think they're light years better. I think they'll win,
Okay.
but that's where we are with them. On the Philly, you want to go on the Philly next?
Let's
Let's
move
do
on to Philly.
Philly
Let's
next.
see what Philly got.
Let's go on the Eagles next. Now, here is where it gets interesting for me because if the Eagles put everything together, I think if Jalen Hurts, who we're Bama guys, who we love, we appreciate everything you did at Bama, even
Hmm.
though you played for somebody else at the end. Eh, that's fine. We understand. You didn't want to ride the bench. I'm cool with that. We appreciate you. If he puts it all together, if AJ
Hmm.
Brown comes in and he locks in as the number one guy and he's as good as he has
Has
been,
been, yeah.
if they give Miles Sanders the ball a little bit more, who's a very talented guy, they've got
Hmm.
Dallas Goddard at tight end, who's very, very good. They've
Hmm.
got Devonta Smith. We understand. We know all of this. We know offensive line is not terrible. Defense is improved. We
Hmm.
understand all that. That they took N'Kobe Dean, which I hated. Like they got even better. It all comes down to Jalen Hurts, man. All of it comes down to if Jalen Hurts takes a step forward and he is a good NFL quarterback, I think they give Dallas a legit run to win this division. A legit run. Um, but it all really comes down, just like my man Brendan said, like most talented roster in the division, 100%, but Hurts. Exactly what I'm saying. Like it's the same exact thing that I just it really comes down to what Jalen Hurts is. Jalen Hurts going to make himself
Is he going to take that?
available to be
Is
that
he going
good?
to take that next step in year three? At the end of the
Right.
day, is he ready to take that next step? Now, as the team that improved themselves the most in the division and getting the players they needed, um, key
Philly.
players, was Philly
Yeah.
and the Giants. They had great drafts. Um, the for Philly trading for Brown, I think is a very good
It's monster.
move for them.
Yeah.
But you're gonna have to now, as you said, can Jalen improve? Has he improved his passing enough
To
to take
maximize
that
AJ
next
Brown.
step?
Yeah.
Because AJ Brown is a deep threat. Devonta is a slot, also a threat downfield. So you have a very, very, very good offense
Very
in
good.
Philadelphia right now. If he can take that next step as a passer, and it reminds me a lot of Dak Prescott. When Dak was a rookie, his mantra was that he was good with his legs, but
Right.
you had to get an offense that's tailored to him because he didn't have that touch that the great quarterbacks have. He's gotten better, but he can still be better. Now, and we should not be saying this in I think this year 6 for Dak, year 5 or 6 for Dak. We should not be saying he can do better at this stage. You should be already at the peak of your ability by this point. So Jalen now has to get to that point. He has to get to the point to where he can make those throws, because if he can make those throws with his ability to run and that running game, there's a reason why so many have picked Philadelphia to win the division.
Agreed.
So and it's not because anti-Dallas sentiment, it's a pro Eagles sentiment, and we're gonna go down their schedule because it's interesting,
Yeah. Yeah. Bring
right?
it up.
Right?
Bring it up.
Okay, so we have here week one.
Week 1.
Week one, Detroit
That's a
at
win.
Detroit. Now
That's a win.
that's going to be a good test because Detroit played damn good to not have
Detroit
a good
is
record
not.
last year.
The Detroit stinks, but they are in games.
They're in games, so Philly should go in there and win that game. Now they have next Minnesota at home.
Minnesota at home. That's a big game. That's where the test comes in. Because I personally think Minnesota is going to have a really good year. I
Hmm.
think Minnesota is going to be a very, very good offense. But Philly's at home there.
Yeah, Philly's at home in week two.
Let's give them a win. That's 2 and
Okay,
0.
just give them a win. At Washington Commanders,
That's 3 and 0.
Jacksonville 4-0, right?
That's 4.
So now you're talking 4-0.
You're talking 4 and 0.
Then they go to Arizona. That's a tough place to
I give
play,
them 5.
but I give them 5. Right now, you get your first game against Dallas at home.
They gotta have a loss somewhere. I'll give them that loss
Right?
there.
Okay,
5-1.
so and that's the Sunday night game of the week. So it's gonna be prime time in Philadelphia. Philadelphia's gonna be riding around. If your predictions are correct, they're gonna be riding it high at 5-0.
5-0.
Does Dallas do something to them? Right? Then they have Pittsburgh at home.
Mitch Trubisky.
They're
That's
gonna win. They should win that game.
a 6.
They should win that game, right? Najee Harris should be healthy, good and healthy by then. He's banged up a little now, but if he's back, it's going to be a little
You know
interesting.
what?
But
You know what? That's the type of game Philly loses. That's 5
yeah,
and 2 for me.
okay. Houston Texans, they should
That's
win
6
that
and 2.
game.
Even
Washington
though I like
Commanders,
Davis Mills,
yeah,
I
I
don't
do.
think Davis Mills stinks, and
Hmm.
I think Houston might be okay, but I'll give them 6 and 2.
Okay. Washington Commanders at home.
That's what 7 and 2.
I think so.
Okay,
I think so. At Colts, that's a loss. Colts are really good.
you give them a loss 7 and
Colt,
3. Okay,
I think Colts are going to be very. Jonathan Taylor's next level,
yeah,
right?
man,
I mean, and
yeah,
they have a
man,
quarterback now with a little bit something to prove, and Matt Ryan. They have a
they
better
do.
quarterback they had last year.
Damn
So,
sure do.
so I think they can. I think Indy can win that game at home.
7 and
Green
3.
Bay, Green Bay at Philadelphia. Always a tough one. It's hard to go against Aaron Rodgers' squad. Now that's
And
gonna be
that
a
Green Bay
tough
defense
game.
is good. Yeah, 7 and 4.
7-4. Tennessee Titans,
Where's that game?
Philadelphia.
Give them
Seems
8.
like I'm saying that a lot. That a lot of games are in Philadelphia
Feels
this
like
year.
it. Give them 8 and 4.
Okay. Giants at MetLife.
Shit, man. Give me 8 and 5, yo. We gonna get one of these little games, man.
Okay. I got them at 9-4 so
All
far.
right, man. Damn, you had to say it like that.
Chicago Bears. At the Bears, I think they win that game. That's 10 wins.
Okay, you got them at 10. I got them at 9.
Right? At Dallas. Dallas might be playing for their lives. I think they lose that game.
Okay,
All right. So it's 10-5 for me.
okay,
New Orleans at
that's a win.
at Philadelphia. They should win that game. And the
That's a
last
win.
game of the regular season, Giants at Lincoln Financial.
Yeah, it's probably a dub. So you got them at 11.
11-6.
I got them at 10 and 7. 10 and
10 and
7
7.
felt right, but 11 and 6.
Yeah.
I can see
So
it.
yeah, I
I
can
think
see
they're
that
gonna
for
be
them.
legit, man.
I can see that for them. I can see them again getting into the playoffs for a second straight year with that record, either 11-6 or 10-7. I can see that for that team.
It really
I don't
comes
now
down to
if they
Jalen Hurts.
if they go down to if they win 12, 13 games, then you might as well pencil them in for NFC title game because that means everything is clicking If Jalen can has that kind of record,
You said
it's
NFC title game?
no. I said some people will pencil them in, but that kind of record in the NFC,
Okay.
yeah.
That's
I mean,
true. That's true. 11 wins. Okay, cool.
you know,
Now,
but the thing is, only one team gets a bye now with the
that's
new
true.
playoff format.
Big
So,
time.
yep,
And the
that
Rams are the Rams.
and the Rams are
So,
going to be Rams. That's right.
all
So I
right,
got
man.
and listen, they're going to be okay.
You got them 11 wins. I got them 10 wins. We
Yeah,
both think that they're going to be good enough.
they'll be
I'm
good
with it.
enough. I think they will be. I think that they will be good enough, barring the progression that offense makes and how well Jalen Hurts plays. Because if he plays badly for a long stretch, he might get benched.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So
yeah. My man
and
Minshew is back there, man.
and
Gardner
Minshew,
Minshew is waiting.
that's right, that's right,
And I
and
feel
he
like
proved.
Gardner Minshew can get the ball to these guys. He's not as mobile.
Well,
He can
he's not
move a
as
little bit,
mobile, but
but he
his
can get the ball to
arm
these
and
guys.
he can fit and that's a good point. He can fit the ball in a tighter window
He can get the ball
than
to these
Jalen has
guys.
proven.
I agree.
So with that, Philadelphia, Jalen knows he has to come out of the gate balling. He knows that
But I
because if he
also
does,
don't think his leash is as short as people give it, though. I do think they're going to try to get everything they can out of Hertz because a dynamic Hertz gives you much, much, much more than what Gardner Minshew can. And if they can find a way to see if they can see a path to him being dynamic, I think they let him play.
I think, well, the thing about dynamic quarterbacks is this: you're only as good as you are on first down. Because if you're
Get the
third and
ball to
short,
run the
if you're
ball.
third and short, you can get a first down. You should be able to get a first down if you're Jalen Hurts, right? You should be. You
Yeah,
got a nice running back in Sanders.
I
You
like
also can
Miles
use your
Sanders.
legs. Yeah, you can use your legs. It's first
You
down
got a
for him.
big tight end. You got Devonta Smith with
Yeah,
great short
yeah. They got
hands.
weapons. They got weapons.
They
They
should
have
be
some
able to.
legit weapons. And
Yeah. Speaking of
s-
weapons, I'm gonna try not to use one on myself while we get to these dudes, man. Like when you talk about, all right, how am I gonna approach this? Um, the Giants averaged 15 points a game last year, right?
mhm.
15. Okay. Um, all they've done is bring in a fat dude from Buffalo who coached Josh Allen, who I think is good. Like, I think he'll be good. They brought in a GM. We had a really good draft. Word to Evan Neal and Thibodeau. Even though we took Wandale Robinson, another wide receiver. So now we've got Kenny Galladay, who doesn't hustle. But okay, we've got Sterling Shepard, who's on his last leg every time he's on the field. But cool, when he plays, he's productive. You got Darius Slayton. That's cool. Wandale, great. You got Saquon looks like Saquon. He's more decisive this year in camp. He looked a little bit more decisive in his preseason game, one step downhill. He looking a little Saquonish, but then you get to the quarterback position, right?
Mhm.
And I'm just tired of saying this dude's name, bro. Like I'm tired of
I
how good can like all right. Trying to think of something that you're not going to say exactly what I think you're going to say and make it sound as bad as it feels. Is Daniel Jones a terrible quarterback? That means yeah. Is he? Is
I don't
Daniel?
think Daniel Jones
Is he terrible?
is terrible. I've
Okay.
seen worse.
Okay. Who?
I've seen worse.
Who's been worse? Help me feel better.
Um, Worse
Dave
in the
Brown was
league right
worse.
now.
Is he the worst
Um,
starting quarterback in football?
I haven't. I can't. I don't follow all the QBs,
Would you
in,
rather? Would you rather Daniel
but
Jones or Zach Wilson on the Jets?
I'd rather have Daniel Jones than Zach Wilson.
All right.
Hmm.
Zach Wilson hasn't proven much. I'll take that.
Hmm.
Would you rather have Daniel Jones or Jacoby Brissett if Deshaun Watson doesn't play?
I'd rather have Jacoby Brissett.
So that makes him like number 31 then, bro. Like this is this is we won 4 games last year, bro. 4. We won 4 games last year.
Oh
And the
my
only
god.
thing that I see as a path is we might win 4 better than we did. We'll just be a better 4 or 5 from when I didn't look at the Giants schedule top to bottom. I wanted to do this live with you.
Hmm.
And I'm gonna just give it, you know what, like before we even get into that, like do you I can't even get myself up. I'm excited to see how Evan Neal makes his offensive line look better. I'm excited to see Thibodeau. I'm
Hmm.
excited to see how this front seven looks for us. I think we have a nice front seven. Our secondary is going to be cheeks. Oh my god. I'm excited to see how if Daniel Jones has time, can he be a top 18 to 19 quarterback? And if he can, we're going to be in these games and
Hmm.
and we're going to look competitive. But we were in games a little bit last year, but we were terrible, man. We were so bad.
Hmm.
But I think the talent and I think the coach coming in with this system and everybody, like we live, like you live in Jersey. I grew up there. I live in New York now. You hear, well, Brian Dable came over. Look what he did with Josh Allen. Except Josh Allen is bigger, stronger, faster, better arm, better vision. Like his parents are better because they gave him better genes. Like it's not the same. But if he can be like Josh Allen, if the Monstars took about 67% of his powers, then we might then something might. I don't know, man. Say something. Help me feel.
I'm gonna say
uh,
this.
Say something, man. Help your son. He needs you.
The Giants have took two players
Hmm.
that were arguably the best in their position in college,
Yes, appreciate that.
right? Evan Neal out of Bama
Roll
and
damn
Kayvon
tide.
Thibodeau out of Oregon.
Yep,
They had an outstanding draft, an
we
A
did.
grade draft,
We did a good job.
which means that they're big. Now, when you're not a good team, you're going to draft higher. But they were smart in how they used their draft picks. They were damn smart how they used their draft picks. So, which means that that old GM you guys had, he's gone. You
Yeah,
got a
bye,
GM.
bro. Bye.
You got a GM now
Bye.
that
You
can build you a
horrible
roster.
human being. Oh, Dave Gettleman, bro.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
just
he's
everything
gone.
about Dave. Bye, Dave.
Right.
Dave,
So
I don't wish
now,
ill on anybody, but get away from my team forever. Don't
yeah,
come to games. Don't watch our games on TV, bro.
nah, he
Don't
probably
even
won't. He got
don't.
his money. He got what he wanted. He's
That's
out.
cool.
So that's
Go
good.
watch
He's
little
gone.
league baseball. Don't even think about the Giants, man.
So I think that the Giants, from a roster perspective,
Okay,
have a better roster than they ended the season with last year.
100%.
So now you have to ask yourself, where are the Giants going to go with this talent that they have?
Hmm.
Will Saquon stay healthy enough to make a difference?
Come on, please,
Right?
bro. Please,
Will your
Saquon.
will your receivers stay healthy enough to make
Please,
a
bro.
difference? Right?
Please,
Now,
man.
and will can your quarterback? He's proven now with a pocket he can make some throws. He made some damn good throws. He also made some damn stupid mistakes. So that's what you're gonna get from Daniel. That you know who he reminds
Uh,
me of? Another quarterback that used to play for you guys, David Carr. David Carr had an excellent arm,
oh my
good
god.
arm. He came out of college with this booming arm. Oh yeah,
David
David Carr gonna be that.
Carr.
He's gonna be the next dude. David
No.
Carr was trash in New
David
York,
Carr is the
right?
best case scenario for my
Because
man.
why? Because
Let's
and the
just get
reason
to
why I
the
make that
schedule.
comparison is because of their penchant for turnovers.
Let's just get to the schedule, man.
right?
David Carr.
And I think, yeah, yeah,
I
which
know,
doesn't bode
I
well.
know. You tried to help me. I understand. Let's
Got
bring up the schedule so I can
All right,
get to
here's the
these four,
schedule:
5 wins, man.
22 Giants, right?
Let's go
They start off the season. Okay,
against
they start.
angry ass Derrick Henry. I know that's a
Yep, you get
loss.
Derrick Henry
He's gonna
in
run for two
Nashville.
thirty and three. So that's 0-1
Then you get
next.
Carolina. That should be a win.
Why should that be a win?
I don't. I think Carolina's still trying to figure some things out down there. I think they
That's
could lose.
0-2.
Okay. Then they got
No, no,
Dallas.
you know what? You know what? I'm
No,
gonna
I
give us
think
one
it's
and
one and
one.
one. I think
I
it's
give
one
us
and
one and
one.
one. Okay.
I think Dallas at MetLife, you're gonna lose that game, man.
Yeah, listen, you ain't have to say. You didn't have to say it. It feels worse
Right?
coming from you when you say it like
Because
that.
Dallas is gonna need that game. So they go,
Yeah, but we're gonna get to your Cowboys. I don't like when you say we're gonna lose. Let me say we're gonna lose to Dallas, because
okay,
you say it like because your head perks up and you look down at it like, yeah, y'all gonna lose. I don't like that.
okay.
So
Dallas
so
Cowboys, MetLife Stadium, 8:15. Oh, it's
we're gonna
a Monday Night Football. Monday Night
oh we're
Football.
gonna lose. We're gonna lose bad too. That's 1-2 next.
Chicago Bears.
Give me 2-2, man.
Oh,
Please,
so you have
please,
now that's
man.
interesting. You have Giants beating Chicago, but you don't have Washington beating Chicago.
Because I just because I'm gonna do everything I can in my soul to praise my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ to give us his 2-2.
I
And
mean,
I believe, ask not, listen, you ask, you shall receive, seeking, you will find, knocking, the door will be open to you.
oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
So give us two and two, man.
You must be the 13th apostle. I like it. Uh,
Give us 2-2,
okay.
please, man.
Okay.
Uh,
Um,
right now we
Green
500,
Bay
and I'm,
Packers
oh God, that's 2-3.
in London, England.
Who cares where it is? It could be in Wyandanch, New York. That's 2-3.
2-3. Baltimore Ravens at MetLife.
So that's a hard 2-4. Lamar about to go out here and look like Randall Cunningham on Tecmo.
Seattle Seahawks in Seattle.
Seattle, Geno Smith or
I'm sorry. Let's back up
um
one. I'm sorry. You got Jacksonville in Jacksonville first.
Jacksonville. So what? Right now we're two and what?
4.
Two and four.
I think you win that
Jacksonville.
game. 3-4.
Give us 3-4. Okay.
At Seattle. I got it. You guys can win that
Yo,
game.
4-4, yo.
4-4.
Hold up. Let me set up. 4-4. Okay.
So
Come
now
on, huh? Come on, huh? What we got? Let's go,
Houston
man.
Texans, you can win that game. Five and
We
four.
5-4.
Yeah. Detroit Lions at MetLife.
We definitely losing to
That's
Detroit. I
winnable.
don't know. Don't make me
That's
say it.
winnable.
I don't know. We're definitely losing to Detroit. I don't know why I felt that in my spirit, but we
Okay.
definitely losing to that's 5-5.
5-5 at
And that's gonna be an
Dallas.
angry 5-5 because I'm gonna be like, yo, we can go 6-4, and we're gonna lose to Detroit, and I'm gonna lose my mind. So now we're 5-6 because
Thanksgiving
Dallas.
Day at
All right,
Dallas.
listen. Thanksgiving Day. Let's set the scene. We're in a beautiful house out here. You, your lovely wife, my sisters, y'all coming out. We're
Hmm.
gonna nice, beautiful house. We're gonna have the cards. We're gonna have some game. We're gonna have Thursday, Friday. We together. We're gonna be a nice, beautiful, wonderful home.
Hmm.
I'm gonna be cooking. You're gonna come through. You're gonna bring that bag with the slabs in it that I'm gonna hide from everybody. We're gonna have a nice time. We're gonna have the beautiful, that local Long Island apple cider with the,
Mm.
mixed with the
Mm.
nice top tier. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
yes, yes.
Jack Daniels, beautiful, nice drink.
Wonderful apple
Look,
pies.
wonderful apple pie, little
You
sweet
know,
potato pie.
I think I'm gonna make a couple of sweet potatoes to bring
You
in
know
with
what I'm
me.
saying?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be in my cook bag. I'm gonna have the turkey with the ham, with the roast beef.
You
Like I know
need
you
all of
like it
that.
with the rice. I know you like the roast beef with the rice on Thanksgiving too. I know.
Absolutely.
We're gonna have all the beautiful things. 425.
Hmm.
Where's on Thanksgiving Day?
Hmm.
New York Giants
Hmm.
at Dallas.
Yes. Dallas
We're
wins.
gonna get ran off that field.
That and I'm gonna tell you why. Now I don't know about ran off the field, but I could tell Dallas still remembers they should have won last year. Oakland came in there on Thanksgiving Day.
Vegas, wherever they are now.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm still stuck in Oakland.
Wherever they are.
Vegas, Las Vegas Raiders came in there,
They did. Hunter
beat
Renfro went
Dallas.
crazy
Right,
against y'all.
right. Dallas is going to remember that. The coaching
Didn't
staff's
Zeke
going
get
to
hurt
remember
that game? Wasn't that when Zeke got hurt?
that. Zeke got banged up a little
He
bit,
got
but
banged up a
yeah,
little bit that
yeah,
game.
banged up. Hmm. Yeah. So I think Dallas wins that game by 2 scores.
So now we're 5-6,
Right now, then you have Washington at MetLife,
5-7.
Eagles at MetLife,
Damn man, 5-8,
Washington Commanders in Washington,
6-8.
6-8, because it's very hard to sweep a team.
That's six
Very hard,
wins.
right? 6 wins. Minnesota Vikings in Minnesota.
6-9.
Mm, okay.
Yeah,
Colts,
6-10.
Eagles.
6-11.
Last game of the year at Philadelphia. So
Yep,
you're talking 6-11. I have
six
them
and
at six
eleven.
and eleven. Also,
Yeah, 6-11.
I have them at 6-11.
That's 2 games better than last year. And
Yes,
if
and
we
that,
and
and it
if
may
we
not seem like
compete,
a lot though,
it's
Ace. It may not
enough,
seem like
man.
a lot, but if you have a 2 game in the NFL, and it's funny how the NFL works. If you go from a 2 game on a plus side, now you start thinking about what can we do to get the 4, 5, 6 games beyond that. You have another good draft. This is going to be this next draft's going to be crazy because Will Anderson's coming out. So so you're gonna have it's going to be a whole lot of maneuvering,
Right.
right, for some of these teams that don't make the playoffs to try to get up to one, first, second, third pick. If Will Anderson doesn't go first, or C.J. Stroud, the quarterback out of Ohio State,
Ohio State.
right, and then you may
You got
have Bryce
Bryce.
Young coming
You got
out,
Bryce coming out.
right? You got Jordan Battle, linebacker for Bama, coming out. You
Monster.
listen, you start if you're the Giants or another team that may not make the playoffs and you have back-to-back drafts where you can land an impact player, you may go 2, 3 games above which your record this year. Now you're at 9 wins, right? And who knows what can happen in the league wild card wise with a team with 9 wins.
Is Daniel Jones still on this team when we're winning 9 games?
I think if Daniel Jones shows marked progress, not limited progress,
Uh,
he's gonna have to show he has as much pressure on him to succeed as Jalen Hurts does. Because both of these players, I believe, came out the same year,
I would
right?
give up my my car, your Jeep, and your wife's car to just take Jalen Hurts over Daniel Jones right now. I,
I would too if I'm the Giants. Yes, you're absolutely right. But also, if you're the Giants, do you trade a draft pick next year, or the year after, to a team that finishes maybe getting the second or third pick, and then you might be able to get it Bryce Young, who right now has the potential to be better than Danny Dimes.
Bryce Young right now is better than Daniel Jones.
So if you're the Giants, you're not trying to tank your season. You want to win. You want to
Of
prove
course
to
we
your
want to win.
fans you can win. You want to prove to to yourself that you can win.
Oh Lord,
But this is
man.
going to be a trying year for the Giants because they're looking at a schedule that really, on paper, that's not a bad schedule. You're just playing some teams with very good quarterback play. That's better than your quarterback. Because I
Who
can't.
is
Because other than okay,
who isn't? Who
okay,
isn't
look
better than Daniel Jones?
on this roster. I mean, as far as quarterback go, Tennessee.
No,
I think Tennessee doesn't really have a great quarterback. They have
give me
Derrick
Ryan.
Henry.
Give me Ryan Tannehill 74,000 times over Daniel Jones.
He's kind of
You see how
turnover
they
prone
talk to
too
me
at
out
times.
here, bro? You see how they talk to me out here, bro?
Wow.
You see how they do me out here? You know what
Wow,
I'm saying?
playing Daniel Jones is tanking.
You see how they do me out here? You see how they do me out here?
I'm trying to help my
Do
son
do you
feel
see
better
do you see
about
how
his team right
do you
now.
see why I was how I
I'm being
was?
honest. Now everybody listen.
Do you see
I'm being
how I
honest.
was with Lawrence Taylor last week? Do you understand now? Do
Now
you
I
see?
understand.
Do you
Now I
get
understand.
it? All right, man.
I get it.
Can
I
we
get
stop
it.
talking about these dudes now?
All right.
Saquon stays healthy, we'll be in a lot of games, and it's gonna be good. It really come if he
And it's going to come
plays.
down to defense in some plays, and your defense is a little better. You
I
know, a
guess, man.
pass rusher,
Let's just get to
a
it,
good
bro.
pass rusher can change a whole lot when it comes to your interior line, and they have that now.
This is just yo. Here we are with the. They went 12-5 last year. Dallas Cowboys 12-5
Yes.
last year. You have Dak back. You have Dak after a full year after coming back from the injury. Um, he did tweak his. I think it was his calf that he tweaked in one of these games last year, and he really kind of wasn't the same. You lose Amari Cooper, but now CD Lamb gets pumped up into that number one role. You had Dalton Schultz come along and show that he's a legit tight end in this league.
Hmm.
Your offensive line is not as good as it has been, but it's not terrible. Um, Defensively, you've got the best defensive player in the division. You can argue he's one of the three, four best defensive players in the world in Micah Parsons. That's how good that kid was. Do you think? And well, you know what? We're not even going to talk about record. How do you feel about Dallas? You're the Dallas guy. I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna be annoyed that you have good things to talk about.
Um,
What you got?
as much as I want to sit here and say that we have a good team, we're not as good as we finished the year last
Okay.
year. The team we had last year is better than this year's team, primarily at the wide receiver position. So Amari Cooper, you know, sometimes you wonder where his head is. Cleveland is about to find that out, but you can't take away that he's an excellent receiver. The problem with Amari was Dallas was is always looking for that one receiver to take over a game. That no matter what happens, you throw it near him, he's taking it over. They're always searching for that receiver. And as good as Amari was, he just never had the temperament of just like Keyshawn Johnson, throw me the damn ball. So
Throw me the damn ball.
so he never had that temperament. I think offensively, Dallas has receivers they're gonna have to rely on. James Washington, he didn't light the world on fire in Pittsburgh, right?
Did he just get hurt?
He just got hurt, right?
Yeah.
So they have Noah Brown. Noah Brown has proven to be a good receiver, but now you talk about giving him extended minutes, and you have to see if he can handle that, and can he run a good route tree? CeeDee Lamb, he has the skills to be a number one,
He's
absolutely,
dynamic.
right?
Absolutely.
Um, you start talking about, I think Cedric Wilson is gone. I think Cedric Wilson went to Miami, if I'm not mistaken.
You
So,
got Jalen Tolbert though, who I like.
right,
I like this
got
Tolbert
Jalen
kid.
Tolbert, who they drafted, a very good. He's going to be very good,
I
and
like this Tolbert kid.
Michael Gallup is going to be damn good when he comes back, probably by week 4, week
Week
6. They're
4.
hoping he'll be back by then.
Okay.
So now you're talking a different offense, right? They're not going to feature Zeke as much. They
You
can't.
don't think so?
Zeke is. I think they'll feature him enough, but again, Zeke isn't what he was. But that doesn't mean he's not good or can't get you some yards. I think they're going to continue to use Pollard more. They're going to continue to use Zeke more. I think they're going to use their tight end sets a little bit more.
What do you think the
Um,
split is between Zeke and Pollard going in? As far as like carries. You think it's
60-40.
say you think it's 60-40? Okay.
60-40. I think it's more 60-40 at this stage. Um, because Pollard can do things. Both of those running backs can catch the ball well out of the backfield. They're very good at that. You could put them out at the hash, and those guys can make plays out there. I just think that from a speed point of view, you're going to get more speed at this stage from Pollard than you are from Zeke. Zeke isn't running away from people like he used to.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Pollard is running away from people.
He is.
So I think they're going to utilize that speed aspect a little bit more to help Dak. I think that they're going to use their tight ends more. And I think that as their wide receivers by the end of preseason get more acclimated to the speed of being a starter, playing against first team defenses, I think that going into the season they'll be in pretty decent shape. But are they as good as they were last year from a talent standpoint? Some will say no. Losing Randy Gregory in some ways hurt,
Hmm.
right?
Obviously,
But
Amari Cooper gone.
yep, and Amari Cooper's gone. But then they turn around and get Barr, the linebacker
I
from
like Anthony Barr.
from Minnesota.
I
That's
like
going to be
Anthony Barr.
that's a good move, right? Now
Yeah,
you get Jabril Cox coming back from his injury last year,
wonderful.
getting into the system. He's another excellent linebacker.
Great.
Now your front seven, which used to be a weakness, or your front eight, which used to be a weakness, is now more of a strength. You still probably need to get another cornerback because Anthony Brown is a walking pass interference machine. He probably interfered with going to sleep. He probably, listen, they go throw a flag at him just for cooking breakfast. The guy is, I think one game last year had 4 or 5 PIs. That's ridiculous in one game. One
Oh
game.
man,
So they're gonna have to figure something out at that other corner spot.
you do.
Because and
That's
Trayvon
funny.
Diggs is going to have to, as great as he was with his hands, 11 interceptions, just an outstanding ball hawk. People forget now in his career, he's now around 15, 16 interceptions already in his career. Now about
Trayvon.
11, 12, 13, 14, about 14. So,
Trayvon's different,
but
man.
he also bites on the fake too
He does
easy
get beat. Yeah,
and he
yeah.
gets beat. So
He
that's
can't
going to
get
be a
beat.
problem with Dallas. Tape doesn't lie. So if they know that they can beat you with a head fake or a double move, these receivers know they can beat you on a double move. They're going to do that all day to you. Now he has great speed; he can catch up to a lot of people. But some of these receivers are faster than
Different type
you.
of speed. Yeah.
So it's a different type of speed. So he won't be able to walk down some of these receivers. So I think Dallas is going to be good. I don't know if they will be as I don't know if they'll run off 7 straight wins like they did last year. I just don't know if their roster is capable of that. But I do know defensively, they're probably a little better. I'm just worried about their offense. I think
Okay.
defensively, Dallas's defense is going to be top 5, top 6
Oh wow.
defense.
Okay.
Um, Leighton Vander Esch finally has a role.
Mm.
Right now, this might be his last year in Dallas, but he finally has a role. When you have Jabril Cox and you have Anthony Parsons and you have
You have Micah Parsons,
Micah
Anthony Barr.
Parsons, yeah, and Barr.
Yeah.
Eh, we have to find a place to put you, Leighton. And
Well, send them to the Giants because we got who's that bum y'all had? Who's with us now? Kid from Notre Dame. I don't know why it's blocking my
you talk
brain.
about Jalen Smith.
Jalen, yeah, man, he over there
Oh, that's right.
doing the.
That's
He's
right.
over
He
there
is over
doing the
there.
Dallas victory formation in our huddle and shit. Cause I miss y'all. Go away. Go find somebody to get go jump off something to catch a face on something, bro. I was
Oh my goodness.
yo, I couldn't wait to. I wanted to chew my TV, and that's it. He's over there like, yo, man, I'm doing the I miss you huddle. All right, bro. They don't miss you because you was garbage over there. And now you garbage over there. Never mind. Go ahead and go through your Dallas schedule, man, so I can try to knock some wins off of the
Well,
board for you.
the Dallas Cowboys schedule is as follows.
Okay.
Yeah. Week 1, Tampa Bay.
Ooh, what
They
you
win
got
that
for
game.
me?
Tampa Bay's favorite, but I think Dallas wins.
Okay, I already see how this is gonna go. Go
Right?
ahead, man.
Because
Go ahead
Tampa
now.
Bay
Go
can't
ahead,
come
bro.
in. They can't come in there and beat us twice, man.
Go
They
ahead,
beat
bro.
us last year.
I hear you.
I don't know.
I already
I'm
see how
just
this is
holding
gonna
out
go.
hope they
Already,
could win that game. I'm
I
just
already see
holding
how this
out
is
hope.
gonna go ahead.
Now it gets interesting already. Just start off just let's start off the season just screwing with Dallas, right?
This is what happens when you win a division.
Right? But you're right. They have a division winner schedule. So guess what? They have week 1 Bucks, week
All
2
right, I got you.
Cincinnati at Dallas. I don't know about that game. I don't know. I
That's
don't
two
know.
monsters to
Joe
start the
Burrow,
season.
that's 2 monster games to start your
Wow.
season with. Now, mind you, think about it's gonna get better for you, trust me. No other team in the division has the schedule because you play, as you mentioned, when you're a
Right.
division winner,
Because we garbage. Yeah.
you play teams that are division winners around the league, right?
Okay.
Week
Go
2,
ahead.
Chargers. I'm sorry. Week 2, who did I say they were playing? The Bengals,
Cincinnati.
right? Week 3, the Giants.
Okay.
The
I got y'all one
Dallas
and
could
two.
easily be 1-2 at this point. I'm saying two
Okay.
and one, but they could be easily 1-2.
Okay. I'll keep the 1 and 2 score. You keep the
Okay.
2 and 1.
Commanders, that gives
That's
me
two.
3 wins, hopefully.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Then the suckers. Here we go with the BS. Got to go to the Rams. That's a loss.
This is
That's a
making me feel a
loss.
little better, man.
Right? Eagles at Philadelphia. Back to back now. We're talking Rams, Eagles, right?
Okay.
So I
I
got
got you beating the
Dallas at
Eagles. You got them at what?
what's that? 4-1. I got them at 4-2. You probably have them at 3-3.
I got them 3-3. But
Three and
no,
three.
but we'll go with yours. That's fine.
Right?
You my
Mm.
man. You can have
So
whatever
after
record
so
you
after
want.
they play the Eagles, they play the Lions. That's a win.
5-2,
I think the Bears. I think they win that game
6-2,
at at home. Then they travel to Green Bay. They never win in Green Bay.
6-3.
Yep. Then they go to Minnesota again. Now they went to Minnesota last year. Thanks NFL. Send us out there. No problem.
Oh, here we go.
Right.
Here
So
we go.
now I
What
got
you
them
got?
winning that game. I got them
Uh,
losing to the Packers but beating the Vikings.
7-3.
Right. Giants at Dallas
Yeah, we know 8-3. Go ahead.
Thanksgiving. Right. Then they play the Colts at Dallas. Colts are a good team. Man.
At Dallas though,
Yeah, Colts are
what do you
good.
think? You got 8-4 or 9-3? What you feeling?
I think they can. I think they can beat Matt Ryan. So I got them winning that game.
So now you're at 9-3 for Dallas.
Yes, I'm at 9-3. You got them at 8-4, right?
Uh,
Texans at Dallas. They're gonna win that game. I
all
think
of a
they
sudden
win
you're
that game.
10-3. This is not going the way I thought it was going to go.
Right? Jacksonville at Jacksonville. They're gonna win that game.
So now you got Dallas at 11-3.
I have them at 11-3.
All right, this is what pain feels
Right?
like. Okay.
Um, Christmas Eve on my mom's birthday, Dallas pulls it out against the Eagles.
So you got Dallas at 12-3.
Yes.
Keep
12
going,
and
man.
5. 12 and 5 because they're probably going to lose against the Titans in Tennessee.
It's 12-4.
And then they finish off the season against Washington at Washington.
So you got them 13-4.
I got them 13-4 at worst case scenario 12 and 5.
Okay.
Now, we're also talking about Dallas. You also, please understand, everybody who's watching this show is a Dallas fan can relate to this. We can sit here and say, "Oh, we got that. We got." Dallas will find a way to lose 2 or 3 of those games on some BS. They will find a way to lose 2 or 3 games. So even though I have them by
hmm
now at 12-5, I can see Dallas at 10-7. I can legitimately see this team at 10-7. They'll make the playoffs. It'll come down to them or Philadelphia winning the division. It's going to come down to those two.
Okay.
The sexy team right now is Philadelphia.
It is.
There haven't been a repeat division winner in a long time. So Philadelphia did a lot to improve themselves, barring injury, with Jalen Hurts' progression. I can see why a lot of people feel Philly is the best team in the division. But I also see Dallas as not being as bad as some say, but not as good as we would hope they could be.
Okay.
Um, so I see them easily. Then I don't think they get to 12 wins like they did last year. Um, they played a very favorable schedule, if you remember last year as well.
They did.
So this year that schedule is not so favorable. So I think that they find a way this year to get at
To
least
scratch the
10
12.
wins. I think they'll get the 10 wins. If the ball bounces the right way, they might get 11, but I don't really see. I know we called it off just now. 12 wins. I think you had them at 11. I think they're
Yeah.
closer to 11 wins than 12 wins.
Okay. So then, who do you think wins this division then? Because I think we had Philly at you had Philly at 11-6,
Yeah,
and now you got Dallas at 11-6.
I think
If
strength
if
of
you had to
schedule.
if
I
you
think
had to
it's going to
pick,
come down to Dallas. I mean Philadelphia probably because of strength of schedule because they don't have as hard a schedule Dallas has.
Okay.
They have an easier path to win the division than Dallas does. Because remember, Philadelphia doesn't play Cincinnati.
They don't.
They don't
They don't play the
play
Rams. Yeah.
the Rams,
They
right?
don't play Tampa.
They don't play Tampa. So their path to getting the division is a lot easier than Dallas's path. So I think I predict, as a Dallas fan, just being honest, I predict the Eagles winning the division and Dallas
Okay.
getting the wild card,
Okay.
getting the wild card.
All right.
Yeah,
I can respect it, man. I can
yeah.
respect it. This division's gonna be fun. Thanksgiving, man. I don't.
And I used to love
Thanksgiving.
football season, and every fan loves football season
Thanksgiving's gonna be a
because as
doozy,
we
man.
mentioned last week, football season is only a few months here,
Right.
right? If you're the Cowboys, if you're a Cowboy fan, Giant, every week means something to you when you're a fan.
It
It's
does.
it's it's basketball, 100, 80,
82 games in
82
basketball.
games, right? 162
162 in
in
baseball.
baseball, right?
Yeah.
Football gives you 17 weeks of agony, 17 weeks of trash talk, 17 weeks of crying, 17 weeks of everything,
Only
right?
17.
And for many too long now, I have had to lean on my Crimson Tide to salvage my football season.
Damn sure do.
So
Damn sure do.
because that's what I've had to do because the Tide always puts themselves in a position to win. That's all you really want from your pro team.
That's it.
Be in a position every year to be in the conversation.
Please
That's
do.
all you want. You don't want to be here this year, down here the next, first place to third, first place to last, last to first. There's
Right.
no you want to be a team, and I think it all starts from ownership. It starts from coaching. It starts from all of that. Now, I can tell you now, if Dallas does not make the playoffs this year, remember what I said before the draft?
Mm.
All those draft picks will be playing for Sean Payton. Every last one of them.
I think
Every last one of them
If
draft picks
Dallas
is
doesn't
going to be
make the
playing for
Super
Sean
Bowl,
Payton.
they playing for Sean Payton.
I think they playing for Sean Payton anyway
Yeah.
because Mike McCarthy can at that point go be a studio analyst with 2 Super Bowl championships.
No, he only got one.
No, he has one with Green Bay.
Yeah, yeah. That's the only one he has.
If he wins another one,
Oh, if he wins the Super if he wins the Super Bowl, we're not doing a podcast for like a month and a half, 2 months after that. I'm just like, right now, you my man. So you can come on here. I'll show you how to do the background stuff. You can go in there solo. You'll just have my face over. I'll leave a hat right here for something. I'm not doing no Dallas just won a Super Bowl pause with you right afterwards. Oh no. Oh God, no. I can't. Come on, bro. Come on, man. Like I can't.
unreal, unreal. This is horrible. Everybody, he meant that.
Oh, he
Just
sure
so y'all
did.
know, he
They
meant
get going.
every word of that.
Dead serious, bro. I'm not getting on
He-
here. You can go on here with Brendan or something. Y'all enjoy Yellow Cowboys love. I'll moderate in the background. Make sure your screens are good. I'm not getting on here. You're not seeing my face, bro. Mm-mm.
Don't worry about it, son. Don't even worry about it, man. If Dallas win a championship in my lifetime, we're gonna do a week-long podcast. It's gonna be on.
You gonna do a live stream?
It's gonna be a live stream every night. It's gonna be a live stream every night. Every night till training camp.
Oh
It's gonna
my
be
god.
so. Listen,
I can't.
about those world champion Cowboys. Now, this is what. Listen,
Yeah, I'm not
I
doing
haven't tasted anything close since '95.
it. Good,
Maybe,
man.
maybe the time is coming. Next
Maybe the
week,
time is
y'all,
coming, man.
we don't know what we're gonna discuss yet. We might delve into Alabama. It might be that. It might be
It's
that
definitely
time
Alabama time.
where we have
Next
to
week
go
is
into.
Alabama time.
Is we have to give the the Crimson Tide our time.
Yeah.
All
yeah.
of you, we
Next week
love
is
you. Hit the
Alabama
subscribe
time,
button,
man.
hit the likes. Let us know in the comments. We need you to make comments so we can know what content you want to hear, and
Right.
so we can start doing what we can to give you what you want. Because not about us, it's about all of you.
It is.
We want
man.
all of you to enjoy your weekends, enjoy this weather, stay safe. COVID is still out there; it's not playing.
It's still out there. These monkeypox is out
Right,
here trying to jump
monkeypox is going
around.
on. Pretty
We
soon,
got-
it's going to be gorilla-itis or something. We don't want none of that.
No dolphin flu, none of
Yeah,
that,
dolphin
man.
flu. We don't need none of
Yeah,
that. So
please stay strong.
stay
Please stay
safe.
safe out
Stay
there.
strong.
We
We will see you
appreciate y'all rocking
guys
with us.
next week.
Giants, man, one more time for me, baby. But we're gonna figure this out somehow, man. We
It's gonna be
appreciate
all
y'all.
right. It's gonna be all
It's
right.
gonna be
So
all right.
listen, next week,
Next
roll
week,
tide.
roll damn